So here we have the Mildwood family, including their pet, which is a skeletal cat that they have called Femur. Is that right?
Glorious.
Yes.
Short for Fomorius, yeah.
Fomorius.
Fomorius, or Femur for short. So, yeah, so that was the last thing we had, was you were all gathered around the table having discussions. You just read over the tarot card readings again, of which you think you may have had the Sword of Power in your hands at one time and don't have it anymore because you kind of give it away. Do you think that maybe the ally was the little girl that was poking her head around the corner in Strahd's castle? But if I recall right, as I said, you were interested in finding out more information about the Fanes, then possibly heading down to Yester Hill to have a poke around a bit more. But that was all seconds ago in reality, in the game world, so who knows, you may have changed your minds. So, yeah, what do you guys want to do?
Actually, we're siding with him. So much for fighting this vampire. I say he's not.
It'll be fun.
Let's stay in Barovia forever.
I just picture Gemma with the Starbucks cup. Like,
I like
It's a Barovia cup.
She got that as a souvenir from Strahd's on the way out.
Strahd
That
Barovia.
little, yeah, the doorman had a little souvenir stall, and she bought it on the way out.
Yeah.
Oh, they got a Strahd here?
Strahd
bucks. Yep. It sells the pink drink.
Since it's a little darker and a little bit
redder.
Red, yeah.
More iron.
Yep.
Star Barovia. Yes. Strahd bucks.
Strahd
Yes.
bucks, that's it.
Yeah, I was thinking like Strahd Bloods. But
Anyway,
so
I take a sip
we
of
should
my
probably
coffee.
we should probably form a team for each thing, because we were looking at going to the.
Oh, and that's right. And Van Richten didn't like Fomorius, and Fomorius didn't like Van Richten.
Yeah, they were gonna kill each other.
In fact, Van Richten was saying you should do away with the cat. It's bad news, and clearly he's wrong.
It's not like he's the
been
expert
wrong.
on these things.
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, we might want to form like teams to do some of the things, because we're looking to travel a distance, but we also need to read up on these things.
Yes. Who wants to be on my team?
I'll be on your team.
Great. I don't know what we're gonna do, but glad
Well,
we're
I
on
mean,
the same
we
team.
have that'd be like 2 researchers, I think.
Yes, let's go to the library of
Lady Fiona.
Lady Fiona.
The library's fine.
Considering it's
It
technically
is the only library.
only.
now, since we destroyed the other one.
Yes.
She might actually like Femur if you brought her along.
Ooh. No, wait, no. I'm not gonna do that.
Play with the other cat.
Okay, so Gemma and Octavius, you guys are going to head to Lady Fiona Voctor's. What's the game plan for the other 3?
Well, we need to get supplies. We're probably going to be heading out for a while.
So you're going shopping then.
I guess I'll go shopping.
What are we shopping for?
Well, arrows for him, food for you,
Rations.
and I'm just gonna level with you guys. I'm gonna pull out my little wine flask. It's running empty.
So a trip to the tavern then, or the Blue Water Inn.
Okay, we'll get the essentials.
Okay.
And yeah.
All right. Well, if that's the case, and that's the game plan, we can head out onto the town of Valaki. And you guys are down here at your house. So Lady Fiona's place is here. The inn is here, but there are a couple of stores around town. So I guess the majority of you are going to be just gathering up all the supplies, which is fairly run-of-the-mill. If you are going to... Seeing as alcohol of any kind is pretty much running incredibly low except for ale, if you want anything, you're probably going to want to go to the tavern to get that, or the inn. So other than that, we'll jaunt over that way for you guys in just a moment. But let's take the rest of you, the young ones, to Wachter House. Okay. So, who is at Wachter House? Not you, not you, and not you. So we'll hide you for a second. Okay. So, Gemma and Octavius. Yes, you arrive at the front door of Lady Fiona Wachter's fine establishment. The now nicest place here in town. On the grounds that you burnt the other one to the ground.
There we are. Okay.
Yep, you guys are here on the map.
Yep.
Knock
Ping, ping.
on the doorsies.
Okay. As per usual, the door is opened by Lady Wachter's house valet, or whatever you want to call him, Halleck. And he looks and he goes, "Oh, you're back again already. Interesting.
Yes, hello. I wonder if we might be able to use your library to study.
Library? Maybe you should talk to Lady Fiona. After all, nothing in this house belongs to me. I am simply a humble employee.
Sure.
I will check to see if she will receive you. Just give me a moment."
Yes.
He wanders off into the house. You see him kind of like leave the door slightly ajar. You hear another couple of familiar doors open and close. And then you hear, "What now? The children from that family are here again to see you." "Oh, for pity's sake, they were here only last night. What do they want now? Something about a library? Oh, send them in." Alright, he returns to the door. This way. And, once again, he kind of like shows you into Lady Fiona Wachter's chambers. She says, "Oh, hello, children. So, would you like a sweet roll while you're here?
Yes, very much.
I believe there are some freshly baconed. David! Are there any of the sweet rolls left?
Is there any milk to go with the sweet roll?
And milk!"
Yes, milk is
Thank you.
a must. Thank
If there's
you.
any chocolate to stir into the milk, that would be most delicious.
If it's not too much trouble, a little chalky in the milk would be wonderful. Yes.
Okay, so you haven't actually met this guy before, but David the cook, he comes out with a big kind of like floppy white hat on, covered in flour. And he clearly is not the cleanest of bakers, as he's got stuff all over his apron. And looking at it, you're not entirely sure that apron has been washed in a while. But he has a small tray with 4 or 5 glasses, like a little container of milk, and a little tray of glistening sweet rolls. And he takes them and puts them down on the table. This, may I have any chocolate? For pity's sake, you know we have no chocolate. Oh, never mind. It's okay. Well, it's the sweet rolls will be sweet enough. Enjoy, children. Tuck in.
Can we take this to the library?
Yes. One second. And she kind of turns around to the other gentleman that's kind of hanging out here, which is Karl Wachter. That's the one of the two brothers. He says, go and check on your brother for me. Fine. And he kind of goes wandering off. She says, yes, now, this might be a little complicated for you to understand. So I'm going to try to speak very, very plainly. After all, you are just children. So, when you are a prominent family, like ours, there are certain expectations. A certain expectation of wealth, a certain expectation of standing. We have the standing. We're struggling a little bit on the wealth. And please don't tell your parents, because I'm sure that your father will be most disappointed to hear this news. But, well, about 2 months ago, we sold all of our books to the Baron. We don't actually have a library. All the books were at the Burgomaster's house, which, unfortunately, seems to have met with a rather unfortunate accident, and most of it burnt to the ground.
Well, it sounds like we'll be taking these sweet rolls to go then.
Yes, please, help yourselves. I wish I could help. I mean, I have a couple of books myself, but I don't think they're the sort of books that you would be interested in. Romance novels and such.
I would wait, romance?
Yes, you know, kissing books.
Ew.
Yeah, ew. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Gross. That's not what we're interested in at all.
After you, brother.
Yes, thank you for the sweet rolls and plain milk.
You're very
And
welcome.
She will...
I'm sorry the milk is a little warm.
Yes, it's quite all right. And he'll walk back out to the front.
Right, you notice that she seems to be very embarrassed about the entire incident with the... You know, after all, she did claim to have quite a fine library.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna linger after he leaves and go, you think I could have one of those?
Oh,
kissing
okay.
books
She goes, oh,
Kissing books.
to
Fine.
borrow?
He says, I will have one fetched for you.
Thank you.
Right, she sends someone upstairs and she goes, go and fetch one of the books on my nightstand. There are 3 to the left and 1 to the right. Not the one on the right, I have not finished that one yet, but go and fetch one of the others. But the bottom one, the first one. It is a trilogy.
Oh,
You might enjoy it.
Some kind of quasi-demonic book club.
All right, and
Aw.
basically you get the first book. It's called Labyrinth Runner. It's an interesting book. She says it's about a young boy who finds himself trapped in a strange, mysterious labyrinth, and he ends up falling in love with a girl there. It's part of a trilogy. There are 2 more books. If you enjoy this one, come back and I can loan you the other 2.
thank you. Please don't tell my brother. And I scurry away quickly, embarrassed.
Goodbye.
Sorry, I had to use the bathroom.
I was going to say, did you get lost or something?
Just a pee.
Oh, okay. Good news.
So, yeah, with that disappointing news, let's see, where are you guys? Where's that Wachter house here? Maybe back to the town of Valaki.
God, there's so many maps. I'm just
Oh.
thinking about it.
Just keeping up with them, dude.
Oh my god.
All right. While they're doing that, the rest of you are heading to the Blue Water Inn. So, at the Blue Water Inn, you are... Go. And down to the... Alrighty. And here the other 3 of you are. Okay. Once there, obviously you know the patrons very, very well. you did them a huge solid. So, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk right up to the bar.
Same.
Alrighty.
Trip.
Toot.
As soon as you wander up there, you are greeted with a big, red, smiling face. As Erwin kind of smiles, he goes, "Ah, back again, my friends! Excellent, excellent! The vine shipment that you spoke of has arrived, and, I feel it is only appropriate to gift you a bottle, seeing as you are so implementing in making this happen." And he pulls a bottle of the wine out from underneath and pops it on the table. "With my compliments."
Oh, well, that checks one off the list.
Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. Is there anything else you need?
Probably another one and some
Yeah.
food.
Another bottle of wine. Fine. Not a
Well,
problem.
yeah. Trip here is he likes.
Well, the road is long and we travel often.
Also, family stress. You probably need to
Yeah,
survive the drama.
mostly, yeah. Survival is probably how I'd put it.
Alrighty.
It is
Yes.
a dangerous world after all.
We will be traveling soon, and we would need provisions for all 5 of us.
I just regular dry rations. Enough for.
Yeah, road rations. Yeah.
Or maybe a little treat.
Well,
And maybe a little treat.
I can certainly package you up some sturdy road rations as you request, and some salted meats and things like that. Some oat biscuits, and something as a treat, you say. How long do you think you are traveling?
Oh, well, just back to the back up to the winery there.
Oh, so not too far. Danica, my wife, she has baked some delicious hand pies here recently.
No pies.
I am not traumatized by pie, so I would
No,
like.
Trip, shut up.
They are delicious. They are full of. They are half rhubarb and half raspberries. Very tasty. They have a sweet flavor, but also a very tart aftertaste.
That's
Seth, you're
all-
gonna have to get over it eventually. I'd say
That's all
you'd have
that's in
to
them,
No,
right?
I
have like a
don't.
little bit,
Well,
bit.
that and some sugar and I think so. Danica, is that all you put in the pies? Well, I also put in my secret ingredient.
No, I'm
Oh,
good.
okay, that'll be a no then.
I'm sorry, but
we have allergies.
oh yeah,
pie.
my allergies.
She leans in and she says, "As promised, as long as you don't tell anybody, I put just a pinch of nutmeg and half a teaspoon of cinnamon."
And
Oh, so
that's it.
just very nice spices. It's not, yeah.
Okay.
No child bones, you two. No.
She says, "Both our boys, Brom and Bray, loves them."
That's not helping.
She says, "Well, my fruit pies are not to your liking."
It's no, it's not you. It's them. They ate some bad pie. They can't get over it.
But I assure you, my pies are delicious and fresh. I made them only yesterday.
Well then, those two probably don't want one, but I'm sure
Could we maybe have a different treat? That's
me and
not
the siblings would
pie-related?
love the pies. So we'll take 3 of the pies.
I'm gonna elbow
I can
Trip
give you
kinda
some fresh
hard.
fruit, perhaps, to take on the trip if you want some fruit.
Oh.
Apples, or perhaps some raspberries.
Seth, that's not really a treat.
But
I'm gonna look at Trip and be like,
See where Gemma got it.
Are you really gonna do this to us? Knowing
Not-
what we've
not
been
in front
through,
of- not
you're
in front
gonna-
of you.
In front of us.
No,
Just,
I think we've been through. I think we've been through more than just the pies, to the point where the pies are maybe a footnote.
You haven't been through the pies.
You didn't eat the pie, okay?
Thank
the
you,
pie
Douglas.
was really bad. Sometimes if I think about the texture a little too long, oh boy, it's not good. So maybe just something without like a
So you
filling.
don't want to hear my song that I wrote entirely about pie.
If
No.
you have an actual song, I will thump you.
Oh God, I'll die.
This one I would allow.
It is well, then no pie. Just
a
the
cookie
oat
or a
biscuits
muffin?
and the road rug. I do not believe we have any muffins.
Cookie?
Perhaps we could make
Brownie?
some. I suppose I could if you have time to wait.
Yes, we do.
Fine. Any particular type of muffin that you particularly want me to slave over for and cook? Since my pies are not good enough for you?
I still really am very interested in the pie.
Chocolate?
Chocolate. I do not have any chocolate.
Oh, right.
It's a recurring theme this episode.
May I interest you in perhaps some orange and I don't know, perhaps orange bran muffins? I do not have a whole amount of ingredients or such things.
Yeah,
Thank
sure. I
you.
kind of look at Seth like,
I have some nuts. I could do some
I like
bran
nuts.
nut muffins.
Sure, that sounds good. Thank you.
Maybe
and
sweetened
really-
with a little extra sugar.
We will obviously pay extra for this kindness you're doing. I really want to explain why the pies are just a no deal with this family.
Well,
But
with
I don't-
those two, I don't think
No,
it'll
with
survive
with
a
the
generation.
family.
I don't think it'll survive the generational gap. I think we're all kind of
It is
over it.
okay. You need no. You do not owe us an explanation. We understand. We all have certain things. Sometimes it is a textural thing. Sometimes it is a
No.
flavorful thing. I myself do not like mushrooms. It is not the flavor. It is the texture.
No, I can understand that. It's like, is it meat? Is it plants?
They're
What is
very
it?
rubbery,
Yeah.
and sometimes it'll also get a little slimy. Ooh. Oh, not for me. I
You know, if you
prefer something
dry
I
them
can
out and
sink
make them
my
into a
teeth into.
powder. Yeah, if you dry them out, make them into a powder, you can still
Okay,
get the
Chip,
flavor
you are
without the-
actively trying to get me to punch you now, aren't you? I
Well,
swear.
I would not want anybody
Whatever
to come
you
to
believe in.
violence in the establishment, so I will
Oh no!
go and
When you
put the
get
order in
why?
to have the muffins cooked.
No, don't worry. He'll wait for me to get home. He's not going to do it here.
She goes off into the kitchen. A few minutes later, she says, they are being prepared. Give us about an hour, I suppose. A second bottle of the wine you asked for. There you go. It's a purple grape mash number 3.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Appreciate your.
Any,
Trip here will pay for everything.
Yeah, I was going to because, that's...
Well, not everything. You can consider, as I said, one of the
Not the
bottles
first
of wine
bottle,
was
then. Okay.
a gift from myself. But
Thank
I have, I know I have afforded you many free meals, and if I keep doing it, my good lady wife is going to get rather agitated with me. So I must at least charge you something.
Whatever it is, we'll pay. This has basically been home away from home for us.
Oh, fine. So we'll just call it 3 silver, and if you have 3 silver. Oh, you don't. In that case,
you're
30
being
copper.
cheeky, and I'm gonna pull out 3 silver because I actually have them.
Okay, he goes, oh, interesting. No, I'd rather not. You can keep those, 30 copper.
I actually only have 5 copper pieces. Can we do the 1 silver?
Well,
or if you're willing to take
have
a
a gold
gold.
piece, I can certainly give you change.
Okay.
Thank you.
End of the gold piece.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 29, 30, 47, 48, 59, 60, 61, 68, 69, 70. 70 copper pieces, there you go. And he basically hands you a small bundle of copper.
I just slide it in the bag. I feel like we're getting way too much for way too little. The prices in Barovia are strange.
Well, feel free to wait while we cook your muffins, I suppose.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Gemma and Octavius. So,
Yes.
what do you guys want to do after you find out that allegedly there is no library?
I have an idea.
Okay.
Okay.
What if we went to the little town square area and sat down and ate our sweets?
That's a great idea.
Thanks.
Might not be the most productive thing, but you know what it will do? It'll put a smile on your face. Okay.
That's right. Give us a chance to think.
Yeah.
Alrighty. You go down there. So the gallows that were there before, if you remember, were the previous Burgermeister. He had people wearing those huge, big, like mule heads, and they were strapped up in the stocks for people to humiliate. There is one person in the stocks, but he is not wearing a mule head. But other than that, it is nowhere near quite as grim a sight as it was before. That being said, you're getting sitting here in the town square, you're getting to see a lot of people walking by. And whereas before, with the old Burgermeister, everybody had a kind of fake smile. Here, it's not fake at all. They all look absolutely, positively fucking miserable.
Oh, okay.
There is no need to pretend anymore. They are miserable.
Okay.
Just like point at people, look at his face. Looks dead.
Yeah, looks.
Stuff like that.
Yeah. Looks like they need some sweet rolls.
Yeah, sweet rolls for everybody. Start selling them. Lady
Well,
Morganth's secret recipe.
So do we just, go back? What do we do?
Let's just pretend we're in the library for a while. I don't want to go back yet.
All right, but what happens? What do we say if they ask us, what we found?
Nothing. We didn't find any.
Oh, okay.
She asked us not to tell them that she sold her library, right? So we don't tell them.
I guess that's true.
It'll embarrass her, so.
Well, we wouldn't want that. She already embarrassed herself by not having chocolate for her milk, but I guess we could spare her the rest of that as well, sure.
Friggin' embarrassment. How
Okay.
dare she?
Okay. Let's do this for 30 minutes and then go back to the tavern.
All right.
Okay, so you're gonna go meet up.
Leave the kids alone and then they do nothing.
Well,
Okay. Well, yep, fair enough. So it won't be that long before. I mean, you guys are still waiting for your muffins to be made, and where are we? Blue water in. I lost it. Well, where is it? Oh, you lose an entire inn. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Times these things happen.
All right. So eventually, I guess you're up here too, probably. Yep. The kids will come wandering in through the door behind you guys. Not long after, you can now smell the fresh aroma of fresh baked muffins wafting out of the kitchen as they're baking away. And by the time the kids get there, Danica brings out a tray of still hot muffins and puts them down. She goes, "There, how many would you like?"
All of them?
Okay, she baked 12, so there's a dozen. Just, fair enough.
That'll do.
That's great, thank you.
All right. Well, then she'll bundle them up in a cloth for you and hand them across. And, of which Erwin doesn't say anything, and then Danica kind of raises an eyebrow and looks at him and starts tapping her fingers on the bar. He goes, "Oh, Mum. 12 copper pennies, please.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I already have the bag
And
out, so I'll
back
just
the
go ahead.
bag, some of the bag.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So you've got a bunch of muffins. You've got some oat biscuits. You've got some salted meats. You have 2 bottles of wine. What more could you need to go on a journey?
Boom. Right up behind Doug. Did I scare you? Dad? Dang it.
No, sweetheart. I could hear you coming from a mile away. I'm a ranger.
Oh,
I can
yeah.
hear everything. I can't be surprised.
Seth was scared. It's just he's still catching up, right?
But you did a good job that time. That you avoided a couple little creaks in the floorboards
Any
there.
second now. Any second now.
Are we off to Yester Hill?
I think we're ready. Yes.
I got
We are
muffins.
too.
Good news, everyone. Muffins.
Ah,
Good, I'm starving.
perfect. Me too.
Well, these are
And
for the
like
road.
rations, we also have rations. Those are good too.
Okay. So you
Sure.
know, you have this. So Erwin kind of just sitting goes, back to Yester Hill, huh? Is that,
Yep.
is and what draws you back to that place? Out of curiosity.
Well, we can't really say too much. What with
Oh, I do apologize. I wasn't meaning to pry.
No. It's just that the walls listen sometimes, as we've learned. But there were some things we didn't have a chance to really look over that require a bit more of a historical context in understanding. So we're just taking a good look over. Make sure everything's alright on that end. Rachel, you wouldn't happen to know of any more strange big stone circles like the one on Yester Hill?
Well, let me think. I believe I have seen another. Ah, yes. I do recall there is one not too far from here. Southeast. As you travel the road for Rocky, there's a small hill. On that hill is a windmill. If you go over the crest of the hill and down behind the windmill, down there in the valley, there is another stone circle. Yes, I've seen it.
If you don't mind, and I'm just gonna go ahead and take 2 more of the copper pennies out and just put them on the bar for him. It's
Oh,
like,
thank you.
that was actually very helpful.
No, not at all. If there's anything else I can help, after all, you have proven to be a great set of friends to me and my family, and if anything I can do to assist you, I would quite honestly say I think you have earned our gratitude and our trust. So, more than happy to help.
Maybe we
Not at
should
all.
head there first, since it's closer.
If you happen to be going that way, would I perhaps trouble you to drop a letter off to my brother Adrian at the winery? As you know, me and my father do not get along very well, but I would like to send some correspondence to my brother.
Of course.
If you don't mind, I'll get a letter ready.
Alright.
All right.
I do also, before we go, want to check in at the church, make sure everything's okay with the whole situation there. That was for the family.
Alright. Well, Erwin Mardukov will basically hand you a wax-sealed letter that says, yes, if you wouldn't mind, give this to my brother. If he is not available, you can give it to Stefania, my sister, but don't give it to my father.
Okay. I'll take it with the everything else I'm carrying.
Alright.
Hey, shall we?
Yeah. Thank you again.
Alright. As you guys are going out, you notice that the two Vector boys have just kind of come back into the tavern for the first time in a little while. Nikolai kind of like limps in with his brother kind of helping him. Nikolai kind of scowls at you a little bit as you walk through the door, or as he walks through the door as you're kind of going out. Where his brother just kind of gives you a half-hearted semi-nod, like, you know. not altogether friendly, but at least he acknowledged your existence. Alrighty. Yeah, so where is your next stop? Did you say you wanted to go to the church?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a trip. Yeah.
Alrighty then. Move you guys over here. And to the Church of St. Andrew.
Yay! Church. Family church. Church.
You know what I ought to do?
Church.
I ought to clean up.
Yeah, it's a little...
I'm sure that's been cleaned since then. Alrighty. Oh, Seth's already in here.
Sorry.
Don't know how he got in.
I broke in.
He beat everybody here.
I wondered.
That's why it was messy.
Oh, the dog's here too.
Here.
Whiskey!
Trauma!
Surreal.
Trauma!
How dare you, Gore? Bastard.
Put that away.
Put that dog away. Alrighty. Okay. Yep, so you make your way back to the Church of St. Andrew. Okay. What do you want to do here?
I'm just gonna sit in one of the pews in the back because Trip wanted to come here. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. I think this is a
Yep,
trip.
Father Lucian Petrovich sees you come in and kind of greets you. Says, my friends, welcome, welcome.
Just wanted to check in, make sure things were going well here.
Yes, fine, I suppose. As good as can be expected. May the light of the morning Lord bless us all.
Actually, on that note, and then I'm going to show him kind of the book I've picked up that I've been scouring every possible rest.
He smiles, he says, yes, I know this book well.
Is there a sequel, so to speak?
No, not a sequel such, but there are other books. To his glory. Have you read this book? If not, you should. It will,
I have, and it's been changing my mind on some things.
Okay, with that, he's going to kind of walk up to you and put his arm around you. And then start walking you down the center of the aisles towards the pulpit.
Am I gonna get married? No, I'll follow him.
Yeah, he's like, as you kind of like, he's just, you know how it is when people just herd you along? As he does so, he says, yes, this is the way. He says, not everybody has the inner light to be called into his faith, but if you're feeling his reaching out to you, even though he is all but disappeared from this land. He is never truly gone. He is always here with us. And the more people that embrace him and have the courage to stand against the darkness, the stronger he'll become. And one day, he may return and bless this land.
A light to break through the clouds.
He says, precisely this. This is what we must pray for. This is what we must hope. He says, there are paganish religions that older, less civilized beliefs that are very old here in Barovia, but the Morning Lord, he is the one true face that shines his light over all and shows benevolence and the true way to happiness and enlightenment. For only in his teachings can everybody realize that some of their past ways, their darker ways, containing sacrifices and dancing at altars and things like this, these are long gone.
See, I'm a bit of a traveler. I've come from outside. I've seen other places, and out there it didn't make sense the way it does in here. In Barovia, there's a need for something beyond that which we can personally do, and that's why I wanted to speak with you. There is power in the consecration of this church. There is power in the word and will of the old gods.
Up here, come to me.
Okay, I'm just gonna kind of step up haphazardly.
Okay.
I fear that my own strengths and the combined strengths of my family might not be enough to overcome the shadow that has been cast over all of Barovia. But it is not something we can stand by, and just abide as it happens. Your calling is clearly here, but mine is out there, and I need any help I can get, be it the Morning Lord or his order,
Then you
to
must
help us through.
have the courage to spread the word. Minister to the people of Barovia. Remind those that have forgotten or have become too fearful to believe that only true faith in the Morning Lord can bring about the true release that this land needs.
I'm going to kind of look out and see everyone and just be like, wait, did I just become part of the sermon?
And they're all just kind of like sitting there, and once you kind of like look out and he sees that as a clue, he says, "You see, my children, even someone as wayward as this, that travels from far-off lands and finds himself unfortunate and lost amongst us, can find salvation in the bathed glory of the Morning Lord. Let us pray." And they all kind of bow their heads.
In the back, you're just gonna see Seth gesture for Octavius, who's like right there in the center of the aisle.
He says,
Right, yes. Pray, of course.
What is going on up there? I am very confused.
I think Trip may be becoming part of the clergy or something. I'm not quite sure, to be honest.
What? Trip? No. No.
That's what it sounds like.
I'm gonna look at
this.
Okay.
You would see, because you were gesturing, I would see you and just be like, oh no, this is embarrassing, but then like go along with the prayer and whatever is being said, I'll hear it through.
yeah, he just says, "Dear Lord of Light, the Morning Lord and patron of our blessed Saint Andrew, whose sanctified bones rest here in this hallowed church. We ask you today, Lord, to reach out and to find it in your heart to reach as far away as you are, for one glimpse, one glimmer of moments, here back to Barovia, and place a hand on this young man, for he stands at the precipice of a pit, Lord, to face the darkness, and he needs your help, O Lord, him and his beautiful family. After all, without the guidance of light, how can one hope to find their way out of the darkness? Amen.
Do you mind if I paraphrase that at any point for a song that was actually very good?
It's written in your book. It's on page 27.
Oh my god.
I
Mode.
Obviously embellished it a little bit, but the general doctrines are there.
I'm gonna have to read this back over.
He says, yes,
You said there was more source material?
there are other books. And there on the plinth is basically like a huge, big, thick, heavy, leather-bound book that's kind of like got a strap over it and a lock that's like, and it's flopped open on random page. And he says, this is one of the only known complete works from the original texts of the sanctimonies of the Morning Lord. Short of the bones of St. Andrew, it is our prized possession.
I'm gonna have to come back.
If there's some... perhaps a blessing for you and your family before you venture out. After all, I did kind of just do that, but... something more personal, perhaps?
Yes, and I would also
Gather
like
them
to...
around the pulpit here. We can...
Mild Woods,
Yes.
Yes.
What?
hitherto.
Okay.
Hitherto.
He reaches underneath the
I talk
podium
like that anyway. Don't act like that's new.
and gets a small
Okay.
censer and kind of goes over and dips it into the water in the corner of fountains. And comes back. Then he'll kind of come down to the ground level. He'll place his hand on Seth's head, and then
I kind of just like go like this. What is happening?
I was going to bless you in the name of the Morning Lord and Saint Andrew, will bring you luck and hope and success as you venture forth to battle the darkness.
Oh, sure, I'll take all of those things.
I mean, okay.
In that case, he'll kind of like go over to Gemma. He'll pull your hood back and put his hand on your head, and then say, "Dear Morning Lord, and blessed Saint Andrew, please bathe this young child and believer in your immortal light. Give her the strength to stand against the darkness. In your name, we pray." And then he sprinkles the censer at you, and you get splashed with holy water. Or water, whichever it is. And then he looks, he says, "You see, big fellow, there's nothing to fear."
Was never afraid, just you put your hand on me without...
Yeah, he basically does the same thing and repeats it.
Oh, okay, you're doing it again. Yeah, I'm gonna let him do it.
Okay, he's like, you two, young Trip, come, Shin. And he'll bless you as well. And back there, do you
Yes.
wish a blessing?
I'm gonna nudge Octavius forward. Come on now, son. Don't want to be rude.
Well, okay.
Just kind of like carry him up.
All right.
I step aside. Give him room.
And basically, he repeats it twice more as he blesses you in St. Andrew's name and the name of the Morning Lord, and sprinkles you with water. He says,
Yay.
you are anointed.
Kind of reminds me of your adoption day.
Oh boy.
Because he was on fire and you had to spray him with water to...
Put it out.
No,
Someone
no,
left a
it's
burning baby on our doorstep.
after that, obviously, the official part when we made him a part of our family. It was a beautiful ceremony. Makes me tear up a little bit just thinking about it.
Yeah, the ash was all, in your
That's what-
eyes, and
No, this was days later. we finalize things. It was
It took days to get your eyes clean.
oh,
Had your head under the river for like a week.
no. It's just a beautiful moment. Me and your
This is-
mother.
Well, you consider yourselves now armed with faith as you'll venture out to challenge the darkness. Oh, with the light of the morning Lord, and with the blessings of Saint Andrew.
Thank you.
One last thing though. Before we do so. I trust that
I don't have any chocolate.
I trust that Irina is well in your care. She's
She seems okay.
tired.
She is
tired of being pent up in a.
she is a little inside herself, a little depressed, I believe. But it is for her own good, at least for now. Perhaps when you maybe you can find a more suitable place for her. I don't know. One where she will be safe, but I'm afraid other than this sanctified place, I do not know anywhere else that she would be so well protected.
It's a work in progress there.
Perhaps if we can find something, we need to find something to entertain her. Something for her to do. What's up, Eliminalis? Thank you for the resubbery.
She's a bit old for dolls. The local toy maker only makes dolls.
And most of them are of her and really creepy.
So maybe not a Blinsky.
He says, no, I have, the books that I have here, let's see, church, as old as they are, she has been poring over those, mostly to keep herself occupied.
You
But
could maybe
beyond
call in a
that,
favor from a friend. Bring her other things to do.
if you find something else to keep her in. Other than that, she is just reading. Keeping up with, just things to occupy her brain, and, she helps out from time to time, feeding some of the people that come in here destitute. And she talks to some of the locals, and, she's good with the children.
Alright, well, I'll add that to my list. Something to do. Right. Thank you, Father.
You're welcome. Be safe. Go with his blessing.
I'm gonna scurry to catch up to Trip as he leaves. And just go. We come here to ask about Arena, and that's the last thing you talk about with him? You spent like 20 minutes talking about what?
Historical context, notes, things of that nature. Why?
Historical.
I do research, Seth. That's my thing. When you go do your fights and I goad people into it, I learn about the townsfolk and find out who to talk to trick some other people to come to also see your fight so that they come with their money because most of the people at the bar don't have it.
Right. It just felt like there was a little bit more there that you're not telling me.
Oh, well, yes. There's, magical forces all around us constantly, and one such force is potentially the rightful dominion of gods over this land, which could be potentially restored.
Gods. You came here to talk about gods.
Well, it seems we're about to deal with Fanes, and I'm not exactly sure what the difference is there.
Well, I don't either. That's...
That's a good point, Seth.
Yeah.
Actually, do me a favor, if you will, Trip, and give me an insight check. I should have asked you to roll that when you were talking to Father Lucian.
Skills, I gotta relearn my sheet. It's been so
Where's
long.
stuff? Where's stuff on there?
Okay. rolled it twice, but yeah.
Oh, you know why? Because you've got the.
Because I have my dice thing checked on, and also the other dice. I can turn off one.
Yep. Either turn off the thing or not the thing.
Yep. Working on it. Gotta
Okay.
relearn
Is
my
that what you have? A straight 12?
Yes.
Okay. While you can't glean too much from it, you definitely got the impression that the older, more kind of like primitive religions that he was talking about, he was pretty much referring to the Thanes, if you didn't pick that up yourself.
Okay. I mean, I thought he might be talking about the...
So it seems
druids,
like
which
St.
might be
Andrel
that.
and the Thanes don't necessarily see eye to eye.
Yeah, that's understandable.
I'll be honest, Trip. When we talk about the Thanes, I just figured it'd be like something written on a stone that Gemma could decipher because she likes to read and,
Yes.
I also like to read,
But
I also
to read
like-
more.
But
It's
I
my
also like
thing. It's
I
my
like to
thing.
read. I like to read too.
Everybody reads really good.
I don't.
Dad, you can't read
well,
either.
Well,
Well, I can't, but my kids can read really good.
And that's something to be proud of,
I am very proud of that.
when you
That's
say
a legacy right there.
that, Father Lucian Petrovich says, "Well, I'm sure Irina does not need to read all the books. If you're interested, there are some books that you could maybe borrow or peruse over. We have several. They are old mostly, and books of a historical nature, but no novels, no entertaining for children, but good knowledge, things that you can learn from."
That's more than I could ask. I need to know everything I can about Barovia.
With that, you've noticed that her has come out from behind the thing. She says, "I thought I recognized your voices."
Oh, hello.
She says, "I trust you are well. How are things? Have you perhaps had chance to go back to the village? And have you seen my brother?"
Our travels haven't taken us back to Barovia, not yet.
Oh,
Um,
I see.
but we've gone through a great deal in making progress to our end goal.
Well, that's good, I suppose. I'm okay here. I keep myself busy. Helping Father Petrovich as best I can.
Is there anything from out there that we could get for you to make things better in here? I understand it's quite the same set of gray walls every day.
Well, really, if at some point, if you find your way in that direction or have the opportunity, I would very much appreciate just knowing that my brother is okay back in the village of Barovia.
Understood.
Other than that, I don't suppose, Father Petrovich, that you would be okay if I perhaps accompanied them for a day? Nope, absolutely not. The second you step outside of here, you'll put yourself in harm's way. And they will not be able to protect you from, well, certain elements of the dark.
Yet. That's the thing. We're working on it.
She says, I thought as much. I just figured I'd ask. But, some of the books that I gave you to read, have you finished with them? Some of these young ones were interested in perhaps having some things to read. Yes, I have read several. Perhaps, you can come and look and see what you would like.
Yes, please.
Alright, then she will take you back through here and into this little side room, so you go through this door.
Into the dark. I get stabbed.
She murders you. Okay, Yeah, basically, she kind of like lifts open this little footlocker chest here, and there's a stack of old books. Just kind of like says, anything in there? They all belong to the church and Father Petrovich, but they're interesting, some of them. I've read most of them at this point.
Of them pertaining to dealing with Strahd and the current situation.
Yes, a couple of them make mention of it, but not in any detail, I'm afraid. Not specifically, anyway.
Anything on, I guess, heretical religions and the Three Fanes?
I did find something that one of these books seems to be a little. Some of the pages are missing, but there was definitely. Let me see. And she kind of like picks it up, and as she does so, it's like you can see that there's a cover there, but all the pages are kind of like poking out all to the left and to the right, and clearly they're crammed back in. As she picks it up, several of them like fall on the floor, and she scrambles to pick them up. And at that point, she kind of just takes the book and lays it out on this table and starts just laying stuff down, and you can sort of have a peruse through it if you wish. Yeah, go ahead and give me an investigation roll.
Okay. Pull up my character sheet again, find out which one, because they changed all the symbols.
Ba 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 ba. Investigate it.
Oh, I'm good at that one. Oh, come on. With a +5.
Okay. Still, hey, it's still a 10. All right. You kind of like start skimming through, and then after you sort of like can't really see anything that seems to be that pertinent, you see some stuff. Jordan CFJD, thank you for rating us with 5 people. Welcome to the show. As you're just about to give up hope, you do find like one page that is clearly out of place, as most of them are, that does seem to mention the Fanes. Let me add this to your book.
Yay!
Alrighty.
They became magically connected to the Three Fanes of the land. They embodied it in power that became known as the Ladies of Three, just as the Fanes. Okay, so they're no longer the Fanes, they're the Fane ladies, and the people reading this book as fast as I can.
I mean, you can take the page with you.
Dead air, I've got it. I'm just gonna.
Nope, we're all gonna wait.
I'll take the page and then I'll put it in my pocket, and then as an afterthought, I'm gonna take one of the bottles of wine and just be like, "Does this interest you?"
Just, oh, you have no idea, and she'll grab it. And she'll go and she like stuffs it under one of the pillows.
Oh, bless you. Morning, Lord bless you and keep you, and blah blah blah. Drink it at your leisure.
Okay, alrighty.
And next time I'm in town, I'll get you another. Okay.
Yes, yes, please. And perhaps ask your sister if she would be willing to assist you in picking out some better clothing for me.
Oh, God, yes. Okay.
The Father Petrovich means well, but I've had to wash these clothes at least 15 times since I have stayed here, and they're starting to wear a little thin. Can't abide by those scratchy church robes that he wants me to wear.
I understand. Also, I realize this might be a bit of a heavy thing to say as a goodbye, but recently we were invited to the Castle Ravenloft. We visited him, and in that time, Gemma said she noticed a young girl wandering among the halls.
Oh, the poor child.
I believe it might be your old friend.
My old friend.
Whose name escapes me, but you know, the first story arc of the game.
She says,
Mad Mary's daughter, what was it?
as soon as you say Mad Mary's daughter, she's like, oh, blessed be. So she's
Truda.
safe? She's alive, Gertruda?
It's possible.
We must rescue her. And with that, you see her go and go to the bed, and underneath the bed, pulls out her sword and starts to buckle it up.
I mean, no, that's exactly what he wants. We're not doing that just yet.
But we cannot leave her up there with that monster.
We're not intending to. Soon, very soon, we will be able to turn this whole thing back on his head.
Did you speak to her? Did she say anything?
No. Not other than a wave from what I've
But
been
she
told.
seemed well.
Well, hiding around a corner and waving in jest seems...
It's a poor child. She must be a prisoner. Wonder if...
Knowing his loneliness, I think he's using her as a breath of fresh air. And nothing more.
Perhaps at least then she may be safe for a short time. Promise me you will rescue her.
We will rescue her. When the time is right.
Then you must come and fetch me, and I will come with you. And we will rescue her together. And
I have to get your sword, by the way. Then I'm gonna start walking out.
okay, she says, don't forget! Make sure
New
she's
clothes.
safe. Oh, and the clothes,
New
sure.
clothes, yes, yeah, yes. Uh-huh.
Okay, alrighty.
Oh my god, she intimidates me. Like,
Strong women.
um,
Petrovich will just say, I thank you for taking you so little time to talk to her. I'm sure it was a breath of fresh air for her. To have a visitor.
it's a small room. Should probably put up like a picture in there or something.
I know it is a small room, but it is the only rooms that we have that has no windows. And she can be kept safe in there. But you're right. I'm not much akin to the comforts of a young lady. Perhaps I'll see if somebody has some decorations. Maybe we'll brighten her room up a bit. This is a good idea. Good luck.
Oh, thank you. Don't need it. Blessings.
Okay. And with that, what next? You find your way outside of the church. Back onto the streets of Valaki.
Can we head out now, or is there another task somebody has to do?
Do we need to hang out with another church type person?
Windmill first.
Very much the opposite direction.
That's very much the opposite direction.
But it's closer.
It is closer, but we have a letter.
Yeah, it is. It is
have-
closer for sure, but you don't know much about that one for sure.
I mean, I'll be fine either way. So just lead the way. Let's head out.
Guess we should all family vote.
Yester Hill. Yester Hill.
Yes, there, Hill.
Thank you. Yester.
Okay, that's
Oh.
2 for Yesterhill.
I am inclined to go towards the hamlet of Barovia after a request. She wanted us to check in and see if her brother was well.
That is quite a way away.
That is a ways away. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is on the way to the windmill too. I mean, the windmill's
You'll
on
pass
Oh, the
them.
windmill.
You'll
Yeah,
pass
we'd
them.
pass-
You've got to
we'd
pass
pass
the
the-
windmill to get to the village of Barovia. Yes,
Well, then let's.
But
Well,
that
Gemma
will-
and
that will take you all the way across the land.
But I feel we know more, or at least we have a direct connection with people who would possibly know more about the stone circle on Yester Hill. That might be our better starting point.
That's fine with me then. Let's.
And then we sweep back the other way and find another stone circle.
Okay, so we
Sure.
have 2 for the windmill and 2 for Yesterhill.
Right, but I'm willing to go to Yesterhill first.
It's
fine.
Yeah, it's leaning towards Yester Hill.
Right?
How do you feel, Dad?
Yesterhill makes the most sense, then that's where we should go.
What does your
Right.
weapon say?
What does my weapon say? Oh, hold on.
Wait.
Let's see. Psst. Weapon?
Blood spear.
Can you make like a sound or something if you think I'm doing a bad job going here? Or
Much like the last couple of times, it has not said
What's
a
it up
thing
to
or
for?
done a thing.
okay, well, he's not saying anything, so no news is good news, right? I think we're
Assume you'll tell me if you'll tell me if I'm doing something you don't like. Alrighty.
My spear was sleeping.
everybody knows spears don't sleep.
Well, have you named your weapon, Father?
No,
Oh, I've never asked, Octavius. You've named your weapons.
It has a name.
Maybe.
I assumed it had a name. Yeah, it has its own name.
What is it?
I think when it was, didn't Gemma identify it?
Yeah, I
Okay, yeah, it is the Blood Spear of Kavan.
blood spear.
Okay, because you just said spear, so I thought maybe you should name a weapon.
Its name.
It's good luck to do so.
Its name is Brittany.
Brittany.
I love it, Brittany.
Okay.
Brittany Spear.
Oh boy.
No.
You don't get to say no. It's my spear.
That's too good.
So you should see what she can do with knives. Let me just tell you.
Oh,
my
boy.
God.
Oh
No.
boy.
Oh.
Sorry.
Is there poison damage on it? Because it's toxic.
Exactly. See, now you're getting into it.
Get into it, yeah.
Oops, he did it again.
We can keep it up all day. Okay.
Okay, just wanted to make sure you named your weapon.
You? Yes.
What was the name again? If you could hit me one more time.
Jeez.
See, we all like it.
No.
Everybody likes my spear. All right, let's see.
Is the spear asleep for you? Like, what's going on?
Free spear.
Where's your icon on here?
By the gate?
Yeah.
No, it's east. It's far east. Far east of where you live.
Weast. It's Weast, guys.
Weast.
I thought you said.
No, we Sass left.
That was all solid stuff. I don't know what you're
I
talking
see.
about.
Yeah,
It was fun having you as a head mod, Sass, but
they've
I guess we gotta part
Brittany there
ways.
to death.
Sassika has left the chat.
All right. Okay. So from Valaki, which is you guys are up here. So here is the vineyard, and here is Yesterhill. So you guys are basically going to be traveling. Let's see. Yeah, you can make. It was kind of morning, so you can make. You can certainly make the vineyard with plenty of light, and if you don't tarry there too long, you could make it to Yesterhill. It's achievable in a day.
Do we want to talk to the family there about?
Well, you can. You've got a letter to drop off.
Yeah, we might want to stop
Sure.
in and have a chat.
Alrighty.
Little raven folk.
Raven folk. Alrighty then. So off to Yesterhill. Are you? Not that I'm trying to suggest you should or shouldn't, but just out of my own curiosity, are you doing anything with that page that you have, or?
I would show it to everyone.
Okay.
Which means probably that I would be reading it out loud.
Which is convenient because then chat gets to know what it says.
Yeah.
Hence
So,
the reason I asked.
yeah. On the way, I'd read it out loud to everybody.
Alrighty.
And give the
Where is my
context of the book where it was found.
Perfect. And the facts.
Oh, you have like a thing for it.
No, not for that. I don't. But I'm just trying to find the appropriate. We're not in the town anymore. Here we go.
All right.
Right.
I'll just read it out to everybody then. The Archfey became magically connected to the three Fanes of the land. They embodied and empowered it. They became known as the Ladies of Three, just as the Fanes. The Fanes were one with the land, and the people revered them. They rewarded people's faith with three gemstones, each empowered with the powers of growth and nature. The land was wild but prosperous under their rule, and then in the blink of an eye they were gone. Nobody truly knows what happens to the Fanes, the weaver of the swamp, the huntress of the mountains, nor the seeker of the forest. Their shrines, now desecrated by Strahd, lay dormant. The oldest of the Vistani say that the Fanes are not dead, merely banished or in hiding, and will return only if their shrines are reconsecrated. None of these wise and old Vistani claim to know this could be done, only that the path to doing so could not be stumbled upon, but must be sought and undertaken willingly. Such a task would be challenging and dangerous, and few dare to seek such a path. The Fanes were part of the life's blood of this land before the Dark Powers gave dominion to Strahd. It is said that much of Strahd's power comes from what he took from the Fanes. In essence, this is how he became the land. Returning the Fane's power would in essence sever the bond between Strahd and what he has over the land, and return power to where it belongs. For one day the Ladies Three will return, and only then will their path to lifting the darkness forever.
Very informative, actually.
It's
Glad you found
very
that.
to the point, yes.
So we got to do something at each of these shrines to do the thing that it says to do, but we don't know what that is or how to do it.
We give back their power.
Okay, how?
What do you think? Do you
Seems
think we
there'll
need
be
the
individual
gems?
trials,
No.
and it
Oh.
seems to have to do with the gems, yes.
Okay, because
I wouldn't
I'm not gonna
take the gem
lie.
away.
I'm not gonna lie. It doesn't sound like we learned anything that we didn't already know.
But it is confirmation, it's no longer speculation.
Can you reread the part about returning the power back to them?
Just the oldest Vistani say they're not dead. If their shrines are reconsecrated, you can't just stumble on doing it. You have to seek out doing it and undertake the trials willingly.
Perhaps they'll somehow know we're seeking it out when we show up, and then the trials shall begin and we shall conquer.
Well, yeah, but also maybe we need to figure out how to start them up. Maybe we interrupted one.
No, I don't. No. That was.
Turns out the druids were good.
That would be unfortunate.
And we're just trying to bring back one of the Fanes, and you murdered them all.
That's a whoopsie doodle right there.
Wouldn't be this. It's this typical sort of thing you could expect.
Yeah.
So we head back there. We stand in our own circle and say we're ready to reconsecrate. What? Concentrate? What's the word?
Consecrate.
Okay, that one.
Like, desecrate, like when you pummel the shit out of your opponent in the...
Yeah,
in
that's
the
just me
tavern.
beating the shit out of someone.
Yeah.
It's not
So, like, the opposite of that.
desecrate.
Alrighty.
So we re-pummel.
You're doing this while you're traveling, I'm
Unpummel,
assuming.
yes.
Huh?
We unpummel the land. Yeah, that makes more sense. Okay.
Okay. Well, much like your trip home yesterday or the day before, you kind of get this feeling that every time you hear rustling in the woods and stuff, like in the past, you've been like on guard because you're waiting for something unpleasant to leap out and attack you as many times as happened on the travels of these dark roads. It's as if something's keeping them at bay right now. But you don't know what, and you don't know why. But pretty much by mid to late afternoon, you are at the gates to the Mardukov vineyard, the Wizard of Wines, and have not been accosted by any foul creatures. Of course, it is also daylight, as light as it ever gets here, which might have something to do with it.
It does feel like we've only ever traveled during night.
A lot of the time you do. Because you've been under press to do things, so... Okay, so at the Mardukovs, what do you want to do there?
Drop off the letter.
Okay. Who do you want to give that to?
Stephanie.
Father? The father?
Not
His daddy? Because he specifically...
Not the father.
Not the father.
There it is. There it is.
Not the father.
Somebody
Okay.
had to do it.
I was
Yeah.
waiting for it.
Okay, yeah, so you're going to give it to Adrian.
Yep.
Alrighty. Are you going to tell him who it's from, or are you just going to kind of say here?
Yep.
Alright, okay. Yeah, he will kind of like look over his shoulder into the house and says, "Oh, come in, father is in the fields. Refreshment? Anybody
Please.
hungry, thirsty?"
Happily.
Okay. Stefania will run and get you all some food and drink to kind of refresh yourselves from your long trip. He says, "Letter from Unwin." He opens it up. Just kind of... And he kind of looks at his sister and says, "Yes, Unwin and his wife Danica are well. The boys are doing well. Thank us for the recent shipment of wine. He asks how things are after Elfia passing away. And perhaps we'll... I don't know. I suppose I should visit him."
It would mean a lot to him.
I
He's
was
very
going
proud.
to simply ask you to return when you return there to take a letter, but... I don't know, I think going myself would be more appropriate. After all, we need some supplies. Yes. I'll go tomorrow while father is attending to the vines. I appreciate you dropping by. Please rest as long as you like. Enjoy. There's plenty of wine to go around. Finally.
To have a bit of an odd question.
Yes.
Regarding that stone circle on Yester Hill.
What about it?
We have reason to believe it has something to do with the Fanes.
I don't know much about the Fanes, I'm afraid. I've heard some of the older members of our family talk about them in the past tense, but something to do with some kind of, I don't know, rustic religions that some of the more, well, the sort of things as those unpleasant druids were into. But from what I understand, they were never... And at that point, Stefania kind of like just interrupts to take over the conversation. She is... They were never like that originally. She says, no, the druids once were worshippers of the Fanes. Only since their absence have they become, well, darker and more primitive. Now they seem to worship other things, darker things. But once upon a time, they also were part of the land. It is a shame, really. The father says that the tree that was there, it was the Golthias tree. It is an ancient tree that once upon a time was part of rituals. It's the Fanes were part of. I believe, from what I recall, as I am prone to reading and remembering of tales. Speaking of, do you find that book I gave you useful?
Extremely, actually,
Good,
yes.
good. But no, I do recall that originally the Yesterhill was the main shrine to the Huntress, the mountain Fane. Legend says that back in the day, before it became so corrupt, that the Golthias tree was a place where the honored dead would be laid. But also a place where the wicked and vile would be punished. Rumor has it that if you was to bury somebody at the base of the Golthias tree, the tree would decompose them and they would become part of the tree. But for those that were to be punished, they would hang their corpses from the branches so that they would just rot away. And everybody would see them as a symbol and know that they would never truly be part of the tree. They would be close, yet so far away from being reborn in the Golthias tree. But from what I understand now, the Golthias tree sounds like it has been perverted and changed in some way by those confused druids.
Forgive my saying so, you seem to have sympathy for them.
Well, after all, back centuries ago when the devil did not rule these lands, it was very different. They were benevolent. They have only since become corrupt. Even the Vistani were more social and less suspicious of everything. From what I understand, Barovia was once a fruitful and vibrant land. And it prospered. Prospered under the Fanes, and also under the light of the Morning Lord. Of course, this was centuries ago since any of this happened. It can only be read about in books, and there are very few of those left. My late mother was the one that used to tell most of the stories. She kept a lot of the knowledge for our family. She tried to pass most of it on to me, as is tradition. It falls on the Martikov women to be the great rememberers of our past and yes, dear mother. She would be so sad now to see what has become of the vineyard and the loss of our youngest brother, Elvia. But enough about that. Please finish your food and your drink.
Okay.
I'm just gonna keep eating.
Okay.
Silence.
Yeah. Yet once again, it's like every time you come here, they're very friendly, but they are a dour lot. There's always doom and gloom here. If the youngest kids aren't dying, they're talking about unpleasant times, and
So I guess we're staying the night here before we head out. It's getting late, right?
You are welcome to stay if you wish. Yes, I can make up some beds for you in the spare rooms.
I mean, if that's what you guys want to do.
Yeah, I mean it's late afternoon. You can get there before nightfall, but I mean, depends on how long you're there. You could well be poking around into the early hours of the night.
I mean, can we get there late? Is there like a problem getting there late?
I mean, we did just walk a very long distance.
Okay, well, we can rest here then. That's what you all want.
Yeah, you walked about 8 miles.
It's not that far.
It's really not that far, actually. It's like half of a day's travel.
Yep.
Well,
I mean,
then let's
walking
see
8
what
miles might suck for the average person today, but back in, you guys have been used to hoofing it all over the place, so
8 miles, you can do that in 2.5 hours.
there you go.
Yeah.
You can.
If you can run an 8-minute mile, like.
Well, then you could do it in an hour.
In an hour, right?
Well, then how about this? We head
You
out
can do
there
that
now.
in full plate armor.
Well, and that's the thing. None of you are particularly heavily encumbered, so that's why you did all you did that morning and still made it here by mid-afternoon. So
So let's head out there and then see what we can see, and then when it gets super late, we come back here and spend the night.
yeah, it's about 2.5 miles to Yester Hill from here.
Reasonable.
Yeah.
We'll get there in a half hour. It's fine.
Alrighty then. To Yester Hill we go. Let's find Yester Hill. So once you arrive at Yester Hill, yet again you see, the kind of large hill with the stone conglomeration at the very top. Of course, last time it was pissing down with rain and there was thunder and lightning striking the rocks up there.
Not a good look.
It seems to be a lot less active today.
Chill.
Yeah.
More chill.
Also, you remember that there were kind of like those mounds and scattered all over the place. There were, druids here and there, and those berserkers. None of those can be seen today either. So it looks like you could quite easily make your way all the way up, unaccosted to the top of the hill.
Well, let's do that.
Okay. Then let's... make sure to clean up. Let me find you guys first. Move you off. And then I can clean up everything else. Give me just a second to do a little quick housekeeping. Seeing as there's an awful lot of dead bodies up here. Which there still will be, but
Oops.
oopsie. All right, let me pull you over here. Oh, got a little ominous all of a sudden, didn't it? Okay. All right, guys. So you all kind of come up and make your way back into Yester Hill. So, upon arriving, the campfires are actually not burning anymore. The giant effigy is no longer a glowing green, of course, because that's all been taken care of.
Good. So far, so good.
And you recall that south of here was where that big tree was. But other than that, you are in a very large stone circle. What do you guys want to do?
So what you said, you want to like pray in here or something?
Well, maybe
The
he
cor-
just take the weapon out.
Yeah, the corpses that are kind of scattered around have been like half devoured by various different carrion and wolves and rodents and stuff. So it's quite a gruesome sight. But none of them are still alive. As soon as you get here, most of the creatures and stuff that are, which are, as I said, more kind of creatures of opportunity and rodents and carrion birds and stuff, all kind of like scatter, just leaving corpses. There is a very unpleasant smell in the air as well. You can kind of smell the decay of all these dead corpses that have been kind of rotting and festering over many days.
Weapon, maybe just take that out and do something.
Whip it out.
I whip it out in front of my children.
Okay.
What is Brittany saying?
It's not.
What? What is she saying? She's saying, hold on. Something like that?
Is that how she talks?
Oh my god.
No. Does the spear give me any like?
Makes you want to scream and shout, doesn't it? No, the spear is really not reacting to anything. I mean, this is where you found it, and this is where it spoke to you, or where the voice spoke to you that you're thinking was the spear.
I guess Douglas is just gonna kind of walk around like almost like it's like a metal detector, and he's just gonna
Divining.
waving it around
Or
everyone, like,
divining rod.
Come on.
Love it.
anything, and see if it like starts to buzz or hum in any direction.
Seeing Douglas do that, I'm just gonna walk as well, with my hands kind of like this, saying, "We want to reconsecrate you. We intend to reconsecrate you.
Okay.
Hey, we're ready to reconsecrate.
We're ready to believe you.
That's what I'm doing.
Ready to. God, that's okay.
Reconsecrate.
Okay, so I'm gonna turn.
Reconcentrate.
I'm
I
gonna
don't
turn to
want
my
to
siblings.
consecrate you.
What about you kids?
I'm gonna turn to my siblings at this point and just be like, okay, so while they're doing whatever they're doing, what are our thoughts on this?
What do you mean?
Well, it's a restoration job, really, isn't it? My thoughts are there's some stones that have been knocked down and all kinds of problems. We should probably check out that
I
tree.
see. So we gotta make sure the stone circle is repaired, is what you're
Or
saying.
maybe just inspect it enough to understand what more of this is actually intended for, because whatever the druids were doing here is not it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of little, like, cairns and graves that have been, that are here. Who knows? Maybe they were part of the circle originally. Maybe they were not.
So we
Obviously,
look around.
the giant effigy that was constructed here doesn't seem like that was probably original architecture.
Maybe sketch out a plan, figure out what parts of this are original, what parts of it have been added, what parts need to be fixed, as it were. I don't know exactly what kind of challenge we'd be facing up here. I mean, I know this is the one we know the most about, but Huntress doesn't exactly sound the most inviting of the three. I'd quite like to go meet the Weaver and maybe get a new shirt made or something.
I suppose we can do that. I'll start in this corner. I mean, a circle doesn't have a corner. You know what I mean. Go in and
Maybe that's what's wrong. You need to make corners.
observing to see if everything looks intact or what.
I mean,
Right. Need to
The
be
walls
removed.
of the stone circle are intact except for two very obvious entrances. And then, obviously, you've got, as I said, there's these cairns here scattered around all over the place. With like small little stone piles around. There's all of these rocks here, but all of these seem kind of pretty old and ancient, so maybe they were there before. There's a gnarly-ish looking tree that's growing here, but again, maybe they were there before. It's kind of hard to know, really. The one thing you're fairly sure of, this probably does not belong. But is that causing a problem? Who knows?
At the very least, we should probably tear it down.
Yeah, you could certainly do that. I mean, it'll take y'all a little while to hack it to pieces, and either you can have a huge bonfire and burn it, or you can drag it out of the stone circle in pieces, whatever you prefer to do. But I mean, it'll take you a while considering this thing was massive. But it could certainly be done. A family activity.
While Gemma's doing grave rubbings with Octavius.
Uh-huh.
I imagine they'd be wanting to inspect things more closely. I don't know. But
All right,
once
so we know...
Seth and Douglas maybe see Trip digging into this thing with the handy-dandy hand axe and just kind of bringing it down. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, Douglas will come over and kind of wave it over him.
The spear doesn't seem to react
like
one
this?
way or the other.
Hold on.
This?
Duck. Okay. Duck. Goose.
Oh.
Play that?
What about
Yeah,
Seth?
yeah. We have the biggest circle to chase around.
I want to climb this. Are these lit up above?
No, none of this stuff is lit anymore.
Okay. But I guess I would climb it just to get a better view of everything. I would try
Okay.
to climb it
Yeah, you can climber up here.
and see if there's anything scratched into the stone.
I mean, there are some old, there are some markings up here. Some kind of like old runic letters scratched into the tops of the stone.
Well, okay, I'm gonna.
They're obviously it's oblivious to you. From here, you can see over the wall to the tree, which is to the kind of south of here as well.
Okay.
Because if you remember, there were two hills. There was this hill, and then
the
there was
one
that little
further-
dip that went down and a smaller hill down below it, which you couldn't see when you approached the hill because it was kind of behind.
Do I see any things like the tree blights or druids?
There's nothing moving over there.
Because before we saw like a swarm of ants.
Yeah,
like
all
things
of
right
that
there.
seems pretty still at this point.
Hmm.
And the tree itself is just kind of sitting there, huge and old and strange looking. But there are no twig blights or tree blights crawling all over the ground there and stuff like that. But also, that was where, Mardikov's boy was. The Mardikov
Okay.
kid, Elevor,
Right.
was dead
And-
in the base of the tree in the ruins.
Okay, because I have a definite preference here, I'm gonna call over Octavius.
I'm-
Okay.
Because,
Yes.
well, Gemma would be probably better because of the runes.
Okay, I'm gonna walk over.
Okay.
Yes.
There are things in the rock here I can't read, but maybe you can.
Things
shot.
in the rock.
Yeah, like scratches. It could mean something.
Oh. All right. And I'll clamber up there.
Yeah, I mean it's a ways up there, but it's an easy climb. Yeah, you'll see all of the runic carvings in the top of the
Okay.
rock itself.
Okay.
You can give me a knowledge arcane, DC 15.
Okay, I do have that. All right, here we go. Oops, I rolled on D&D Beyond by accident. Let me switch back over here because I forgot we're not doing that.
Oh, you can. It doesn't matter as long as it's
Did
only
it-
rolling one. Yeah. I mean,
Did it
it's-
roll over?
Yeah.
It's Did it? Okay.
Yeah,
So
you rolled a
9.
9.
Ugh, yeah, not good. I don't know if it was still connected or not. Okay,
It is. It's connected unless you disconnect it.
gotcha. Okay, cool.
The only thing you don't want it doing is rolling the dice, the 3D dice in Roll20 as well
Yeah.
as those. Yeah.
I've never seen these markings before. Not really my sort of arcana.
Yeah. I mean, you're knowledgeable enough to know that it probably is some kind of runic
but-
writing, but again, it's...
If it was written in blood, I might be able to ascertain some more, but unfortunately, these are not my sort of carvings.
I mean, we could just like cut ourselves and bleed into them, and then they'd be bloody. Does that
Possibly go wrong.
Uncle, you absolute dunce. That is not how it works.
I mean, that makes sense. If they're bloodied, you know.
Sure, to a dunce, it would make sense, yes.
Right,
Would
but if you
anyone like to go explore the tree with me?
oh,
The Gathias tree, Gathias, whatever it's called.
I don't really know.
Goliath, I believe.
Maybe ask Gemma for help. And I slide down.
Damn it, Gemma, can you come up here, please?
I have to go look at a tree.
Well, you gotta come up here and look at this first,
Okay.
please.
All right. I mean, you can help Gemma up there.
Okay. Thank
I
you.
mean, yeah, I help if she
Okay.
struggles.
Same thing, Gemma. Give me an arcane roll. DC 15.
Sure. DC 15.
Ooh. Okay.
There we go.
You will recognize it as some
we go.
kind of old, kind of ancient druidic, druidic runic language. It's not so much, these aren't so much words as kind of symbols that would have been kind of arranged for some kind of ritualistic purpose. So it's not, you can really tell what it says or anything like that, because there's really nothing to read, but you definitely know that it was some kind of old druidic language.
Okay. It's an old druidic language. Can I go now?
That
That
doesn't
says, and so's your face.
that doesn't intrigue you at all.
It does, but I have to go look at a tree. 'Cause that was much more intriguing last time I was here.
I'm going to have to clear up.
The tree bled.
Okay,
Let me...
I'm gonna follow, kind of.
give me just a second to clear
I'd
out.
like to find out if it still bleeds or if it really was connected to, well, we'll talk about that later.
Let me just get these blights that were there, that aren't there, out of the way.
I'm following you, by the way, Gemma.
Okay.
You're going with? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And Seth is too.
Oh, I don't know. Is Seth?
What, sorry, say again.
Uh,
My computer's acting up a little.
oh, okay. Who's asking if you're going too?
I'll
Or are you
follow
all
what-
going? I mean,
All of us. Everybody follow me.
I mean, if Gemma says that, then I will follow.
okay. What about Trip and what about Douglas? Are you going with Gemma? Or you want to stay and hack up effigies?
Was that called out to us, or?
Yeah.
Yeah, if she calls out
Okay.
to us, I'll take my little spear and just start waving it.
Okay.
It's that way.
All right.
Just waving it.
Wiggle it just a little bit. All right, so you'll all kind of go down the hill and up the hill on this path that leads up to this big, massive tree here in the center.
This also looks like a circle of sorts. These trees seem to be.
The trees do seem to have
Nicely
acquired
placed.
sort of like a circle around the big, quote-unquote, Golthias tree.
Ooh.
Did it mention stone circle or did it just say circle?
It was from the Ode to the Fanes as given to us by, the bard name, Rictavio.
Rekkitekitaravio.
Ricky Tikitavio. So if it's the Huntress, this would be Through hill and mountain highest peak, where storms rule strong and life is bleak, she begs a trial, and try I do, for never was there one so true.
Okay, perhaps. What could be this one? Everybody, let's.
I think you drew that conclusion because of the fact there was lightning
Yes.
striking the circle.
That, and we were told it was the Huntress, and that's the Huntress one.
Yeah.
Right.
You know that now. You've had more
yeah.
information now. Yes.
Family, come here. You're so slow.
No.
Sorry.
I'm going to stay here.
What if we just stand here and say we demand a trial or something?
So when you get close to the Golthias tree, here's what you're going to see.
Yeah.
Like all over the place, there are twig blights and vine blights that once were intact have been torn to pieces. They're scattered everywhere, right? There are old bits of like decaying rope hanging from some of the branches, and at the bottom where all of the roots kind of come, you can see that little kind of crevice where the kid was.
Right, okay. I'm gonna instinctively go to where that kid was from what I remember.
Okay.
Down at the crevice.
Alright.
Like, there he laid.
Yeah, there is kind of like dried blood over a lot of the roots and stuff like that for sure.
Yeah. And if I look at a branch, is that bloody too? Does this bleed the same as the other thing?
I mean, you haven't seen them. You want to like break a branch or cut a branch to see? Is that what you're looking to do?
Take my dagger, just like, it's like a small.
Okay. Yes, it will seep blood.
Oh,
Hmm.
then perhaps we weren't responsible for this boy's death. Or girl, I don't remember which. Wait.
Well, what? So wait, what happened? So it did bleed.
The tree did bleed, yes.
So the tree bleeds on its own.
It seems that's correct.
I feel we should bandage the tree.
Oh, what?
No, you can mend it, can't you? You always did that whenever we broke shit.
I can't mend a tree.
I mean, why not? Are you not smart enough to mend a tree now? Is that
Whoa!
Whoa.
Easy now.
Well, Trip, why don't you heal the tree?
Well, I feel like this tree belongs to a different religion, and me praying to the Morning Lord to bless this tree which belongs to the Fanes in the name of the Morning Lord might be more offensive than helpful.
Well, let's ask if we can have a trial.
I mean, I could sing at the tree. I don't know if that'll help it.
But isn't the stones that way? And I'm going to point north behind me. This is just a tree. Wouldn't the
Look,
tree...
it's surrounded by other trees, and it's also circular. So who's to say it could be this place too?
Well, we were told to find stones.
Perhaps the stones is a nickname for wood.
What?
Honey, now I know you're a very smart girl, but I'm gonna say no to that one.
Oh,
Sorry.
let's try it anyway. Hello? We demand to have a trial with the Huntress.
Okay. As dumb as that sounds, something kind of weird does actually happen.
Music.
Final Fantasy VII music.
I'm into it.
Okay.
And Cloud's here, and he's gonna help.
Where the
Tifa too.
where
Yay.
the kind of like alcove was in the roots where the boy was stuffed, suddenly the roots kind of creak and groan, and they go and they kind of like open up, almost like somebody spreading open a rib cage. And you're then aware that kind of like beneath that, there's actually a hollow. And there seems to be some kind of tunnel that goes down.
Dad, I did it, look, right there.
Oh, okay.
Right
Good,
there.
good job. That's great.
Stones was a nickname for wood, and you all laughed at me, so.
I wasn't
Well,
laughing. I was just
I don't think
confused.
anybody laughed. I think we all just more felt sorry. But yes, let's. Good job.
Do we
You-
all
you-
go in?
Under
Yes.
a blood tree.
Dura blood
Okay.
tree.
I'm gonna roll my portent before this happens.
Good idea.
Well, could it do 14? Okay.
Oops.
And
And a 20.
a 14.
Okay.
So you had two 14s.
I'm just gonna throw this one out there.
Ah.
And just reaching for the first thing I would reach for, it's going to be the little amulet.
You want to the amulet of Ravenkind?
Yeah.
You want to set it glowing?
Mhm.
Okay. All right.
Well, and also, I will unsheath my sword and run it across my hand, and it too will start to
Give off that glow.
Yep.
Red glow. Yep. Okay.
So mine costs me, and it's going to cost me 3.
3 hit points. Okay.
Oh, got it.
All right.
So it emits pretty, I think, 30-foot glow, I think. 20 foot, excuse me.
20 feet. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Standard battle order, everyone.
Yeah. I mean, there is only somebody. I mean, there is no way anybody. This is a get down on all fours and crawl down into the hole type scenario. There is no. It's who goes first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. So yeah.
I feel like
Let's
the
have
most
that.
nimble would probably be first.
That's like
okay.
volunteering your brother.
That's fine.
Okay, so you want Octavius first.
He's both the most nimble and the most brave, but once he gets going, we all feel like we have to follow him, you know?
Good luck, little guy.
Who's going in after him?
What?
Not me.
And then I'm gonna pat him on the back and
Good
just
luck,
be
big
like,
guy.
he meant
Not me.
slight. He meant slight.
I mean, I'd follow at the head of the procession.
And actually giving him that
Okay, so
little
Seth,
reassurance.
You're gonna go
that's
in
gonna
to
be,
back up Octavius. Okay.
I'm giving Octavius my bardic inspiration there.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So remember, you've
D6?
got that.
What is
so
it?
D6.
It's a D8.
D8 now.
D8
so, yeah,
now.
he's gone out. Who's going in after Uncle Seth?
Me.
I'm
Gemma?
not following Seth.
Okay.
No, I'll go in after Gemma, yeah.
And then I'll go last.
All right. That's it.
Heading up the rear, that's...
Again.
And then Douglas. Okay. So the second Octavius kind of crouches down and makes the motion to go in, every one of you suddenly hears voices in your head. It is a very faint, kind of echoey voice, like somebody is speaking to you from very, very, very far away. And a very slight female, feminine voice says, "Once you enter, cannot return. Be sure you wish to take on this trial. There is only success. Failure only means death. The trials are dangerous. Each of you will face trials together, as well as alone. I warn you, this will test more than just your courage and your will. It will test you as a family."
Guys, maybe we should back up, huh?
Have to do this.
What?
Dad.
Why?
And I'm gonna kind of pull on it.
Because our family's shit.
yeah, no,
Suck
I'll
as a
actually
family.
turn to him.
We'll fight.
If Douglas is going to be pulling on me, I'm going to turn to him and be like, Dad, this is a culmination almost. We have to do this, and you know it. And we can, and you know it.
And if you're happy and you know it,
Clap your hands.
You just hear from way behind you.
and from down the little like tree till you're as I keep like trying to struggle forward.
Okay, if you struggle forward, so basically you get in, and what you guys see is basically he just kind of goes, zoom, and he's just gone.
Oh,
Like he's gone.
cool.
He's like
That's
no longer there.
cool.
He is voided out.
Is this like a portal in World of Warcraft where there's a level requirement? Like, do we meet that requirement? Or...
It's a secret cow level.
We'll find out in a second.
secret cow level, yes.
Secret cow.
Secret cow level, yeah. Seeing Octavius vanish, I'm not even gonna bother answering Douglas. I'm just gonna follow through.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Zoom.
And I say, Dad, we have to get back to Mom. Come on, please. And I will follow.
Yeah. I mean, based on what the voice said, you know,
We're in it, yeah.
they're in it to win it.
Yeah, well, if
And
the
then,
kids are in, then
I'm gonna be kind of going for him. Going, just like, Dad, we
Doesn't go in.
we give you a hard time. We do, but just know that none of us ever die.
Zoom. Dad,
Douglas is kind of a little terrified that that happens, just staring at the blank space in front of him. He's just like, okay, got Douglas, you got this? You know, you can't go home without those kids. And he dives in.
Okay. So as soon as Douglas goes to dive forward, you crawl into a hole, and after about 8 feet, it just stops. And that's it. You're in a hole under a tree. And none of your kids are here, and neither is your brother. It seems like you didn't go through the portal.
No, this can't be right. And you start kind of digging at the ground as hard as you
Okay,
can. No.
As you start digging, you're digging through dirt, but there's also like an amalgamation of thick, heavy roots and stuff like that. You start scrabbling, but you're going nowhere.
Gemma? Seth? Trip? Octavius? Are you here? Just frantically, I mean, like, just ripping at the ground
Okay.
now. He's really starting to panic.
The voice says, "A taste of things to come. I warned you. It will test you as a family." Zoom! And then you disappear. Alrighty.
We
You
don't
failed.
like this.
And you know what? We're gonna stop there.
Oh!
We're a little short, but it's too good a stopping point to
Oh
start
God.
on with what's coming next. So, yeah.
Definitely gonna have a stress stream about this tonight. Score.
Oh my god.
Excellent.
Yeah, but just get that measure. Ah, dagnabbit. Well, time for a beer. Glug, 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 glug. Oh, hello there. It's me, Christy, your D&D dad. I'm here to do all the things that a good D&D dad should do, like mow the lawn, fix some shit, drink a beer, and of course, roll lots of 20s. And if you like all this, can you pan?
Oh, sorry, Dad. Sorry. Yeah, you look good. Yeah.
You should check me out on Instagram and Twitter at Christastics. And if you like D&D content, check out my podcast, New Crits on the Block. Anyway, I love you, my children.
If you're seeing this, that means that I'm back to playing Mondays on How Reroll. My handle is Satchmo on all platforms, and if you follow me, then maybe I can...
We've been trying to reach you concerning your car's extended warranty.
nothing. Hi, is this my local zoologist? Yes, I'll hold. Hi, local zoologist. Yes, my name is Jane Ivana, and I'm looking for a snake that has a stinger. Yes. I'll hold. You don't have any? Alright, well, if you could look into it, you can contact me at Jane on Twitch, that's with the 0. Anytime. Yeah, or you could catch me on my Twitch streams. I stream like once a week on twitch.tv/JaneIvana. Alright, I'll hold. Okay, thank you. Goodbye, local zoologist.
Hey everyone, it's the Snuggler. This year, Jane asked us to go quick on our outros, so I promise I'll go as fast as possible. You're just gonna put all my information on text on the screen, aren't you? Son of a...
Hey, twitch.tv/Shagget here, and I'm trapped in Barovia. I'm hiding in a dingy basement with some art, art dingy basement, nothing like what you usually see on my webcam when I do streams on How We Roll. And I'm not hiding from Strahd, believe it or not. He's a pushy Dracula knockoff. He doesn't scare me, I'm not afraid of him. I'm actually hiding from Gorebad, my dungeon master. He's out to kill me. I think finally surviving in 10 campaigns in Arconis throughout his stories he's snapped because of it. And because of that, he's out to really kill me this time. Contact me at @neb_convos on Twitter, please. Your support will help keep me alive, keep me on the run, keep my hope alive. I really need to see what happens to Radovan, Emlyn, and Alekma, and all my other characters that I've played. I really need to see what happens to them. I'm very curious. Oh shit, I messed up. I really messed up. I think he heard me. He's coming. See ya!
Hi there, I'm Gorebad, and thank you for watching How We Roll. If you'd like to keep up with us when we're not live on Twitch, you can check out our other forms of social media. Follow us on Twitter, @HowWeRoll. You can also follow our Facebook page. You can find the website at www.howweroll.com, and you can also find us on YouTube at, you've guessed it, How We Roll, for an absolute ton of additional content. Also, you can follow the dmblog.com for some DM tips, world building guides, and all things D&D related. Cheers, guys. That was a long walk. Okay, they said Shagget was somewhere here, and the door to where he's hiding was a blue door. So we gotta find a blue door, blue door, blue door, blue door. You're mine now, Shagget.